Alright everybody, on a whim here, better known as Lady Di. We're starting out with a 1.5 pounds approximately in a 12-inch diameter by 3-inch deep saucepan. Okay, and we're going to start browning this in just a minute, but we're going to break it up a little bit and we're going to add a few things. Alright, here we have our ingredients. We have Italian seasoning, black pepper, chili powder, ground cumin, crushed red peppers, ranch-style beans, 1 can, 1 small can of mushroom bits and pieces, a healthy green pepper, an onion. We have kosher salt, which I happen to like because it tastes like salt and nothing else. And we have 2 cans of what are they? These are Signature. They're cheap. They're like $1 a can. They're Italian-style diced tomatoes. I like my chili a little on the chunky side. So, alright. And of course you have to have a cutting utensil and a cutting board. Alright, back in a minute. Okay, we're going to dice up a half a green pepper. So, not too hard to do, boys and girls. Just whip this sucker around thusly. Snap it off. You don't want this part in there. Oh, there's our half green pepper with a freebie. Alright, we're going to set that part off to the side. And of course this piece is a nice piece to have a taste. Mmm, good green pepper. Alright, got the guts out. Take this little piece off here. There we go. Give it a quick rinse under cold water. To make dicing a bit easier, excuse me, I still have that green pepper in my mouth. I slice this bit off and this bit off right there, and this makes it a whole lot easier. And I like I said, I like my stuff kind of chunky, so I cut up some pretty good sized pieces. Sharp knife always helps. Alright, come on, you can do it. Come on, muscles. Alright. And just hack these up here. Alright. Now, we're going to dice this stuff all up. Clean the onion, but I'm going to go throw this in the pan right now because green peppers go in with the meat while you're browning it, and you'll understand why in a minute. Alright, so that's our half green pepper, and we'll set this half off to the side and dice it up and put it in the freezer. Excuse me. Onion. Alright, now this is a pretty good size onion, you can see. I mean, it's not, you know, pretty good size. It's not huge. And what we want is a couple of slices. About a 1/4 inch thick or so, whatever. I think I should have sharpened my knife. This one's been in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks. Alright, get rid of that stringy stuff. We don't want that in there. Tastes terrible, by the way. Like dental floss. Terrible. Okay. And that's one chunk. Let's get another chunk cut. That's a little thin. That's alright. The other piece will make up for it. Alright. So I just take this and do that. Fold it over. There's some more of that slimy skin stuff. I hate this. Come here, you. No, you won't come off, will you? Nope. Alright. I just start chasing away. Not too hard, guys. Not too hard. Yes, guys, I'm talking to you. You can make this too. Let's see, got this one here. Put that piece over. And we'll dice up a little bit more. And if you got some big chunks in there, don't worry about it. So that looks good. It's about right for what we're making here. You know, break it up, make sure it's nice and loose. So that concludes our dicing. That's it. Half green pepper, a couple slices of onion. Easy peasy. Okay. Now we're going to go over to the fry pan, and I'll show you why we did what we did. Okay, I'm back. Back at the skillet. We want to turn our range on to medium heat. This is electric. If you're on gas, trust me, it'll be a lot lower, but this works pretty good for what I'm making here. And it takes a while for this to heat up, so that's the beauty of the electric and the aluminum pan and all that good stuff. I had to go find my instructions so I didn't screw up the measurements. So, the big trick for my chili is the fact that you put all the spices in, including the onions and green pepper, before you add everything else. And the reason being is that hamburger, this is 80% lean ground beef here in the States, or 20% fat. And I find anything much leaner, it's hard to cook, hard to brown properly and have enough fat for everything else to cook. Now, you can always drain the fat off later if you want. That's up to you. I don't bother because the spices that I'm using, there's oils in it. And you want those oils to break down and get into that fat and get into the meat and have it just richen the flavor so much higher. So, we got that turned on. I have to get a pokey thing. Guess this one will do. And we're going to break up the hamburger. Thusly. And it'll break up more when it starts cooking, you know. So, if you're not used to ground beef, it's cheap. I think this was like less than $3 a pound. Of course, I had to buy like almost 5 pounds, but so I make a lot of chili, so it doesn't really matter. It just goes in the freezer along with all the leftover veggies and whatnot. Now, like I said, we're going to add all the other spices to it. Now, I add a few extra things that I happen to like, but you don't have to, okay? It's up to you. That's more than 1.5 pounds. I can tell just by looking at it, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. So, you can do it with 1 pound, you can do it with 1/2 pound, you can do it with chicken in. Pretty much the same thing all the way down the pike. Now, I use kosher salt because it doesn't have any iodine or anything like that. And you're going to think this is a lot of salt. It's not. 1 tablespoon of salt. Okay, liberally sprinkle over the meat. And like I said, you'll find out if you try to use less. I found this is about the minimum, unless you're on a restricted sodium diet. This is pretty much what you're going to need anyway, even if you add it later. So, it is what it is. Come on, hand, heat up. Dag nabbit. Okay, it's coming, it's coming. Let's turn that up just a bit. Get it going. Okay, so much for the salt. Nice mess it makes. Up in the cupboard. Okay, black pepper. Black pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Seems like an awful lot, but that's what my instructions call for. No, that's right, 1/2 teaspoon. Okay. So we get the black pepper out, just regular old black pepper. Cheap stuff, cheap as you can find it. And everything gets put in and sprinkled. I don't normally measure. I actually did this a couple weeks ago just to get an idea of what I was actually using. And of course people ask for the recipe. And, oh, do you have a good chili recipe? Well, actually I have a lot of good chili recipes. So, but anyway, that's the black pepper. So, we got the onion, we got the green pepper. Let's see. You need a half teaspoon of Italian seasoning, which all it is oregano and basil mixed 50-50 or whatever you want it to be, and you call it Italian seasoning. It's whatever. You know, I just find this a lot easier to do than anything else. Seems like this has a little bit more oregano in it than usual. I don't care. Anyway, you'll understand here in a bit. That's sizzling now. I can hear it sizzling. All right, we'll turn the heat back down to medium. And we have a half teaspoon of crushed red pepper. Now, you can use habanero if you like. You can use whatever you got. It doesn't matter, but you got to add a little extra. Okay, so, and I like my stuff pretty spicy, so I just sprinkle this. And this has oils in it. This is the ground pepper, crushed red pepper. I actually have whole red peppers up in the cupboard. And, so, what the heck, right? Trying to get the lid off the cumin. Cumin, I should say, not cumin. Cumin. Okay, half a teaspoon. Put that in. Now, you can obviously use more or less to your particular likings. The beans that I use, which are called ranch style, I hopefully had those, I did, are local to here, and are, I don't know how far they go. You might be able to get them in Texas. I don't know. If you're in the Midwest, you use Brook chili beans, medium heat, large can. You know, they come in different styles, sizes, whatever beans you like. You don't have to put beans in at all. Actually, I put beans in because my neighbor requested them, so I put the beans in. So, and they're pinto beans. So, and here is the red chili pepper, or crushed, it's better known as just chili powder, I think. And that's a little, whoops. There we go. It is chili powder. Okay. And you want to get that going. It's starting to brown up. I got to get, whoops, give it a stir. Just lost. We have the chili powder. We have the salt, the pepper, chili powder, cumin, crushed red pepper, and Italian seasoning are all in. Okay. So what you're going to see happen here is as this stuff browns, the green peppers will start breaking down. And there'll be a lot of water. So let's get this going here. And I browned this through about 45, 50, 60% maybe. It's not all completely brown, but it's close. And then I'll add the onions to finish it all up. There we go. Turn it up just a tad. Now I'm going to go prep the cans while this is browning. So you guys get to sit here and watch it brown and sizzle and all that good stuff. And like I said, we're almost done. I have to add the ingredients. There's the can I got to open, which is the can of beans. Everything else for our arthritic hands has pull tabs. Oh, it's starting to smell good already, guys. Let me tell you. Smell-o-vision. Wave of the future. Okay, that's the beans are open. Oh, I made a mess with the salt, it looks like. All right. Now, I like my hamburger to be chunky, as the saying goes. And, so I don't break it up a lot, okay? All right, so that's gonna, and you're gonna see, right now you don't see any fat in that pan, really. I mean, it's mostly water. From the green pepper, no less. And you'll understand in a minute. So you can see there's some nice chunks in there, and there's some smaller pieces. But when I bite into a green pepper, I want to taste the green pepper. I don't want to taste nothing. I don't like it being homogeneous. You know, a lot of people like to puree their stuff. Yeah, not me. So, it's coming along. It's slow. I don't, probably should have preheated the pan or something. But that's okay. I'll cut out the excess. How's that sound? So, right. We're percolating. Open more cans. So I actually picked up the wrong tomatoes the first time, so I had to go put my... It's just as well that I went and got a green pepper because I got the ones that I want. It doesn't matter. Like I said, these are cheap. They're 99 cents a can. You can use sliced, diced, whole, whatever tomatoes you like. Do not use tomato paste. Whatever you do, do not use tomato paste. It is bitter. It will detract from the chili, and you will be unhappy. Okay? So just telling you, personal experience has dictated this to me. So, and it's just about, yep, I think we're just about ready to throw the onions in. Yep. Let's get the onions in there. As you can see, that it's not fully brown, but it's pretty darn close. And it's cooking off the water, and so, which is what we want it to do. And you saw the 2 slices of onion that I diced up, nothing fancy. There it goes. Now after we get all the ingredients in, we're going to bring this to a boil. And then once it comes to a boil, we're going to turn it down to low, slow as it'll go, and we drop a lid on it for about an hour. And then you stir it periodically. And of course you have to taste it to see how it comes out. So, now chili always tastes better the next day. Don't know why, it just does. So, aha, there's that slimy thing I was looking for, I think. Oof, jeez. You do not want those in your chili. Very unpleasant when you bite into those. Oh, it tastes so good. I love this stuff. I eat this every day, or almost every day. I actually have to not eat this stuff because I like it so much. So you can see that as it breaks down, coming along nicely. So now, if you want, of course, you can dice. This is just a white onion. I don't know what they're called. It's just white onion. I don't recommend using yellow onions. They're a bit sharp with a bit of an aftertaste that I'm not particularly fond of. Now, a Vidalia, sweet Vidalia, is the best. If you want your chili a little sweeter, instead of adding sugar, which is what most people do, add some yellow bell pepper, which is very sweet. There we go. Now we got it sizzling. Now it's sizzling. There we go. So I have to go drain the mushrooms. Yeah, now see, it's almost all brown. There's a little bit over here I missed. Let me get that over here. There we go. Looking good. And some chunks, you know, we want some chunky beef pieces in there for those manly men. Alright, mushrooms. Now these mushrooms, I buy them in the can. You can cook your own. I used to do all my own mushrooms. Cooked from scratch, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it tastes a whole lot better, but I'll tell you what. The guys at the football on Sunday didn't give a damn. They ate it no matter what. So I kind of figured, why am I spending 3 days to make chili and costing me 20 bucks to make a pot of it when I can make this and it cost me 5 bucks to make and an hour. So that's what the impetus was for creating the chili that could be done all in one pan, all in one shot. And believe it or not, it actually does work. So we got our mushrooms in there, and you can see the onions are already starting to break down. Now, the reason why you do this with the green peppers and stuff, because the green peppers will be too strong. So you cook it down a little bit, and it softens them up just a bit. if you eat what I call green chili, which is chili made, you eat it the same day you make it, which I call green chili. If it sits overnight, all the flavors get to blend together and taste absolutely marvy. Okay, looking good. Okay, so now we're going to add the 2 cans of diced Italian-style tomatoes and some water. This is about a third, not quite a half a can. And you put that in, to rinse the can out, of course, because I recycle. So, and we mix that all in. And we're going to add another one. Now, see how nice those are? Now, if you use whole tomatoes and stuff, a lot of people don't like that. But this I've gotten away with, and people seem to really, really like it. So that's 1 can. Get the other can. It's just enough to rinse out the can, really, and this all boils off anyway. Now, and it will. You'll see after the hour is up, you'll see it's going to look real soupy. It doesn't stay soupy. Once it cools and then you reheat it, it gels up. Hard to believe, I know, but it does. So, here we go. Oh man, does it smell good. Oh. Now you can add garlic if you like. You can add more peppers, which is what I normally do. I usually add a cayenne pepper, which, oh, there it is, cayenne pepper. Sorry about that. Okay, and I'm going to add some. Probably just a 1/4 teaspoon. I think that's a 1/4. Looks like a 1/4. Now, I've had these for a long time, so they're not real spicy anymore. Come on, you. And yes, you can sprinkle all this stuff. Oh, man, come on. It doesn't want to come out. My fingers are too short. Ah, come on. Here we go. Is that it? There we go. I think we got it. And every pepper adds something different to the flavor. Whether it's cayenne, Louisiana hot peppers, habaneros, whatever. Okay? So keep that in mind. Experiment if you want. Or just follow the recipe. And I promise you, the men folk in your world will love it. And it's really easy to make. Now, there's one more ingredient to add, which is a pain in the ass, which is the beans. Now, I got to explain something about these beans. These beans have jalapeno peppers in it. And they are hot. But it's also in a sauce. So, if I didn't put those in, I'd have to add a few more spices. Which would be, I would add just a bit more chili powder and a bit more cumin, and that's pretty much it. So, but like I said, my neighbor likes the beans. I don't know if you'll want any this time. So, I can't get the lid off. I hate this. You have to, it's the only can that actually has a lid. You have to, there we go. It's simmering good. So I know it looks soupy. Don't worry about it. And plus there's one more thing I add, and I didn't mention that. So let me get these beans going. Crap. Alrighty. Get the beans in. There we go. And you can see there are, honest to God, jalapeno peppers right there. Okay? So they're there. And again, same thing, I rinse this out. Now that I got this junk all over my hands, as you can see, let me put that in. Aha. All right. Now, for the guys who don't know this, you do not want to touch any of the peppers, except for maybe the green pepper, and touch your face, your eye, your butt, other organs. Because I'll tell you what, you're going to know pain. Alright, so we need to let this come to a hard boil, basically. That's why you need all the water. You don't want stuff burning in the bottom of the pan. Okay. And then once it does that, we're going to add one more thing that I found out that I really like, which is some minute rice, or whatever. What's it called? It's minute rice. There it is, guys, minute rice. I can't even get it underneath it, but there it is, minute rice, white rice. I know, it's racist, it's terrible, what can I tell you, but yes. And I put like 3 palmfuls in, I'll show you. Just kind of throw it into it after it boils. Don't bother putting it in there before it boils because it doesn't matter. Actually, we'll put it in now. I'm fiddling with the heat trying to get this to go. Now, I have not tasted this yet, but I can pretty much guarantee you it's going to be good. Okay. That's a palmful. Just lay it in there, and I put 3 of those in usually. Yep, just about 3. I don't know how much that is. Quarter cup, third of a cup, something like that, maybe. Up to you guys. Don't put it in if you don't want it. You know, when I was a kid, we'd have chili, and you actually got a bowl of rice, and then you got the chili. You know, so see, there's another one of those white, stringy onion pieces. Damn it. Oh, well, nope, there it is. So, now let's bring this up to a boil. I'm not going to increase the temperature any further because it takes a long time for the pan to cool down, and that's when you burn stuff. Ooh, that was a big mushroom piece. Oh well, I usually cut those in half. So, there we go. It's got to come to a boil, and then we're going to cover it. Got to get my cover. Where is my cover? Yes, it sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Anyway, so that's the cover. It's from an old pot that I had, but it fits perfectly, as you can see. So, this will come to a boil, and we're going to cover it when we turn the heat down. And then we're going to wait about an hour. I'll stir it up a few times, and then we're going to come back and take a look-see. And that should be, I might have to add a bit more water because the rice takes up a lot of water. But there we go. That's pretty much it, everybody. So, I'll bring back the last bit. You can have onions on it and cheese and whatever you like. I just eat it straight up. That's the way I like it. What can I tell you? I'm goofy that way. Anyway, back at you in a little bit. Okay, this is as hard as it has to boil. You know, it's above a simmer, but it's not, you know, like rolling and everything, but it's good. And you can see it's, oh man, you can't believe how good this smells. But anyway, everything's starting to break down. Everything is looking good. Okay, so we're going to turn down the heat. And we'll come back and look at it probably in about 30 minutes. And I'll have to taste test it, of course. And so we're turning this down as far as it goes. Electric isn't the best, but what can you do, right? Anyway, and we're going to cover it. So, and because my camera is on almost nearly right above it, it's like right, that's the edge. So, I think we'll do it that way. So it vents off the other side, I hope. See if that works. Anyway, back in a bit. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes since I covered this, turned the heat down, and if you listen, you can hear it bubbling. So, let's check. Alright, you can see it's just bubbling away. Bubbling away. It's looking good. Oh man, does that smell good. Oh lordy. Now, I also sometimes put a bay leaf in. because I happen to like bay leaf. It just changes the flavor. It's very subtle. And so I'm going to see a little bay leaf in there. And it'll add its flavor. I can't really explain bay leaf to people. It's something you put in soups. You don't want to eat it. I'll tell you that right now. I made that mistake. Anyway, but it goes good in the chili for some reason. So just bury that in the bottom, and it'll flavor it. It'll do its thing. So time for a taste test, folks. So let me get a bowl and a scoop and give it a try. So I do this smart. I get a little bowl out. There's a bowl. And I just scoop some in there. And you're going to say, oh, this can't possibly be ready. Well, you're right. It's what I call green chili. It's not really ready for human consumption. But I can't wait. I'm hungry. This is my dinner. So I'll probably have, depending, I'll kind of vary. But I usually have a bowl or 2, 3. See, there's my little bowl. All right. It is piping hot. Hot. Not bad. Oh. Needs a bit more salt, but I'll add that later. I want to thank everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I don't know if I'll ever do another one. I'm sure everybody's going to bitch and moan and cry and whatever. But that's okay. I thought I'd whip this out and show you. It really isn't all that hard to make pretty good chili. And if you have a recipe, put it up on YouTube and share it with us all. Because I'd like to try another recipe. But I don't think you're going to find anything much better than this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. And have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow on YouTube. Bye-bye.